Okay, J3 on Gibraltar. I'm just going to let this play, and I'll ask you questions as they come to me.
Hey, what's going on?
And you won't be able to hear sound, so don't worry about that.
Okay.
What's up?
You start things out by talking in comms. Do you normally talk in comms during your comp games?
Normally, it's, what's up? Or that's about it.
It's a great way of doing it. Just like even if
I'm at a
you
loss
know,
as to what
even
to
if you're
play
not
with
talking about the Overwatch game itself, just knowing
Yeah,
kind of like who's
sorry.
on comms or who has a microphone and is willing to communicate can help you out. And especially in games where you don't get much communication, just knowing that you have like one or two people you can discuss things and work with, two people or three people working together in the chaos that can be bronze or silver Overwatch can give you a pretty dramatic advantage here. So you do have a nice
This was
computer.
in the middle of like a losing deal too. I think I lost like 10 games or something.
10 games. Now, how many of your games, like, what are the reasons, if you had to pick a reason why you were losing games, why would...
I knew that.
So you have no idea why you're losing.
I mean, obviously I mistimed some things and this could have been saved, but, you know, in hindsight, of course.
Okay. I'm
It's
very
way
interested
different
to look at this
watching
VOD.
things
You've got
back.
200 FPS. You're playing Roadhog. It looks like you know what you're doing. You got a decent enough crosshair.
I'm deceptive like that.
Well, chat, let's try and figure out what Mr. J3 is doing wrong here. Going for early shield break. That's good. Nice hook. So looking back over this again, what do you think the error was, J3?
I walked into a mess, ignored the Junkrat. I should have stayed further away, I think.
Yes, and like this death is happening early enough that it doesn't really matter. Like deaths like this when the payload is so far away from like a checkpoint or something like deaths don't really matter. Deaths like this aren't impactful to whether or not the game is actually going to be won or lost. In fact, you know, if we're taking a look at a game in terms of like actually winning or losing, about like 90% of your actions just don't matter in the overall, you know, scheme of things. There's going to be really impactful things like who wins a team fight at a checkpoint to determine overtime or like the next point or things like that. But the other team here isn't really pushing the payload. You're dying. There's not a lot that this isn't providing a huge amount of negative value to your team. Now, you're setting up with your Orisa, and you're doing your right clicks, and you're throwing your hooks, and you're trying to get kills. And, like, there's some things that you could mechanically improve, but is there any way that you would have, like, right at the start here? So right here, when the gates have opened and you're playing with the Orisa, if you weren't playing with your Orisa, what is something else that you could be doing?
I don't know, honestly. I know you're going to say, like, flank hog or something, but usually I just get trashed if I tried that.
So you have tried flank hog before?
Yeah, to really bad results.
To really bad results. And what are just getting overwhelmed and
I
dying?
flank hog into the whole team. I'm not doing it right.
Okay. It's nice to hear that you've tried it though. So you are a bit of a person who experiments with like different play styles. Like you are playing with your Orisa here, and you're playing with your Orisa because it previously didn't work out when you were playing flank Roadhog. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, because it seems safer with the shield.
It does, yes, and it certainly is. Not only for you, but for your supports, and you being there can prevent the opponent from wanting to walk through that shield to get to the Orisa on the other side nearly as easily. But I don't see, especially when I do look at bronze VODs, what I want to try and do is find the one main issue that is preventing people from climbing. So being at 1500, or placing at 1500 and dropping to 1000, I like to think that there's either just like one misunderstanding or one main error that you're making that's preventing you from climbing. And other than like
great.
not being proactive, I don't really see anything that should be causing a drop down into like the depths of bronze, because there's bronze and then there's triple digit bronze. Have you hit triple digit bronze before?
Yeah, like a season.
So you have hit triple digit bronze.
I don't remember when, but I did.
So I'm gonna like chat if you want like the really detailed errors. Do you have chat open right now?
Yeah, your stream's open. I've just got it muted.
Yeah, so they're probably tearing you a new asshole. They're probably like
I'm
listing
not actually
out.
watching it.
It's good, but the chat will be there when you go back to watch this, right? So if
well,
you
that's
want
nice.
like if you want
That's
like
something to look
if you
forward to.
want the really detailed errors, or like the opinion of what are we at 2,800 people about how shit you are. So
Yeah,
if you want like
I'm not sure.
if you want micro nitpicking and all of your fuck ups, go watch the VOD again. Read chat. Chat's going to be really helpful
Hey, I can
here,
get that at home
especially since I just reminded chat about it. Chat's going to be really useful, and if they see something micro wrong, they're going to point it out.
All right, fair enough.
I'm going to try and focus on the big picture stuff and trying to figure out the one or two main things that are stopping you from climbing.
You know what's funny is when you win games, you win them so easy, and then you
Yep.
get.
Yep. And that can be for a bunch of different reasons. It can be because the matchmaker just doesn't find an even game, because, somebody's just favored on a map, or you get a one-trick who's, if you get like a Rhine one-trick on Gibraltar, that can be a pretty big disadvantage. There's a whole bunch of different reasons. And like even here, I can see that you're at least looking to regroup before you move in. It's good mindfulness.
Yeah, I thought we still had on a wrist. I missed that change on the screen. Where's our Arissa at?
You lost a second. Okay.
How is Golden Limbs 1?
Golda Limbs is one because only one person has died.
Probably just for whatever rank or class.
I don't know how they else expect to be the Golda Limbs to be at one.
Dude, we don't have a shield tank at all? Like, where did our Arissa go? And I am a little mad here, but this is the
and like
extent
if you
of
just
it.
want to, I know it's a little thing, but people will tilt at the smallest of statements. Where did our Arissa go? Or can we get an Arissa? Or things like this. Statements like that almost make people like passive aggressive in return. You can just, instead of phrase it like any one person doing something. I really like using we's. So we need tanks. We need a stronger front line if we're going to win, or something like that. So try and keep it on the positives. Not like, where did our Arissa go? You need to swap to Arissa. Why'd you swap off Arissa? Whenever I'm trying to make sure that a team doesn't tilt when we're losing, I always try and use the words we and keep things positive. Again, that's a minor thing.
Yeah, you're right.
It's not everyone's like that. You get toxic, and that's not going to prevent you from climbing either. There's toxic pieces of shit in top 500, so it's not like you have to be a friend to everyone in order to be high ranked. It helps.
I didn't mean to get booped back there, but
Yeah,
it happened.
the DVa bomb got thrown over top. It was the knockback from the exploding DVa bomb that knocked you forward so far. How do you normally use your whole hog?
The most ineffective way possible, typically.
The most ineffective way possible?
That's what it seems like. But no, I usually try to get people knocked off something or trapped in a corner. But
okay. If you use your ultimate in the least ineffective, or sorry, the most ineffective way possible? Which specific way? You just
like right there, I wanted to use it in front of the cart, not in the middle of the.
And what were you trying to accomplish with it?
Well, I knew we probably weren't going to win. I just wanted to kind of knock them off the cart and stall a little bit,
Okay.
and maybe somebody else would show up.
Okay.
But I don't know what the right call there was, but that's what my idea was.
Okay. I'm going to keep watching because I haven't... These VODs are always interesting. There's also like two kinds of ways or two kinds of problem that people have when trying to climb. Is people will either be mediocre at everything, which is unfortunate because those people... usually take a lot longer to start climbing. If you're kind of like mediocre across the board, like Apex, the guy who we were just on, he's 3,800, but he is
way, way, way better than me.
not necessarily. He's overwhelmingly mediocre, though. Overwhelmingly mediocre. He's okay at everything. And that really sucks. Because he needs to get better at something. He doesn't have like a weakness that he can patch. He doesn't have a strength that he can rely on. And people like that, it becomes very difficult to start climbing if you are just average across the board. So I'm not sure at this point yet whether you are in the same boat and just overwhelmingly mediocre at everything. If you have a weakness that you need to patch in order to stop your free fall into the triple digits, or if you do have a strength.
My win rates on healers are in the negative digits.
But yeah, you could also have a strength that maybe you're just not playing well enough to. And if we identify a strength and kind of teach you how to exploit that one part of your gameplay that's really good, maybe that'll help you climb. But even so far, that defense didn't really show me anything that I could use to help me climb so far.
Destroying spawn.
You always got to destroy spawn for good luck.
Yeah.
That's optimistic, Rambo.
Targets I can hit.
Chat thinks your weakness is your potato quality microphone because nobody can understand
It's
you.
all about that positive.
I can understand you, J3. What's his
It's
SR?
a
1,000.
Astro headset mic.
I love
Love
Astro
that.
headsets. I loved that. I had an A50. I had it for like 4 years.
Oh, this is the old A40 with the mix amp.
Okay. Let's see what you got here. So now we're playing DVa. So let's see what you got. Playing with your team. Defense matrix outside the door. Long range DM. Or micro missiles, rather. Boosting up to the turret and the Torbjorn. Good kill on the Torbjorn.
Set the Reaper up on
So what
top
are you, like? What is your thought process? When you
This game was a while ago, so
so you don't remember your thought process during this game? Okay.
I remember this spot though. I heard
Man, you
something
should've- that's all
on
right.
top or behind or
It has a
somewhere.
baby do it.
Maybe I'm thinking of a different game. Who knows?
I'm taking this as a challenge.
I'm like kill red people. I think.
I don't know what I want to focus on yet.
Their mercy, their mercy. Right behind you.
Turret behind.
Reaper.
Turret behind.
If you want to learn a new hero, do you use any resources to learn, or do you just kind of like
I think their
experiment?
corpse
Or
still alive back behind us.
how do you go
I'm not
about?
sure what you mean by resources.
So, do you watch YouTube videos? Do you read the wiki? Do you play quick play to experiment a new hero? How did you learn DVa?
I kind of just clicked on DVa deal and
You just kind of clicked on DVa and you started playing her.
No, I mean obviously you watch a YouTube tutorial of somebody playing DVa to kind of get an idea.
Yeah.
But some of those guys, like you'll see here in a little while how terrible I am at flying at something and actually hitting it. It's bad.
Do you want to learn DVa?
Yeah, it wouldn't hurt.
Do you have access to Overwatch right now?
Yeah.
Let's just teach you DVa. Let's do DVa and Roadhog. Let's teach you two heroes. Okay, so we're going to start with Roadhog. We're going to teach you how to properly hook people. Just go as Roadhog, and then do you know where the Apple Lady statue is?
Happened to spawn behind it.
Oh, perfect. So you know where the Apple Lady statue is.
Well, I just happened to spawn there.
Well,
Other than that, you would have had to have a map.
okay, so what I want you to do, J3, is I want you to stand right here. Now, one thing I want you to know is, actually, I'm going to jump on Hog just so that stream can see this as well. But there's a couple things that we're going to teach you about the hook to start with. The hook itself has a bit of a delay before it fires out, and then it travels as a projectile, not a hit scan, towards its target. And it does have a travel time. So what I basically want you to do is I want you to press shift, and then as soon as you press shift, I want you to just flick your mouse to the side. And you'll notice that the hook doesn't come out at the exact moment you press shift, it comes out a moment later. So if I'm looking here, I press shift, but then I flick. So there is a little bit of a delay between when you press shift and when your hook actually leaves Roadhog's hand. So just practice that. So like look at me, then press shift, but as soon as you press shift, I want you to just fling your mouse so the hook actually goes somewhere else.
Okay.
So like that. Just recognize that there is a bit of a delay between the hook. Perfect. So you did it. That's the first step to recognize, is that there's a delay between you pressing the button and the hook actually leaving your hand. The second thing is that the hook has a bit of a travel time. Okay? So what I want you to do is I'm going to walk on Roadhog from this location over towards the jump pad. And the hook should be aimed like a flick. A lot of people kind of like try and track targets with the hook and then press it once it's on. But what I want you to do is, as I'm walking from your right to your left, I want your crosshair to be on this side of me. And then at the last moment, I want you to put your crosshair in front of my path of travel and press shift.
Okay, I got you.
Okay? So I'm going to walk, have your crosshair behind me, and then press shift and move it in front of me so you hook me. So we're going to start. Yeah, that's fine. You got to get used to, like, well, this is one of the things. If you don't understand how your abilities actually work, how are you going to actually use them?
I think I actually looked back behind you.
Oh, you looked behind me, yeah. So you have to start behind me, and then as soon as you've kind of like got the idea, just put your mouse in front of me with the hook. Okay?
Right.
Okay, that's fine. One more time. Okay.
I'm on cooldown.
You're on cooldown. Okay. I got this.
Now I'm off.
Perfect. Okay, so you got me. Now, there's a couple other things that we want to do with Roadhog's hook himself. The first thing is that after I hook you, I'm going to pull you in. Now, see the distance between the two of us? Yep. It's actually a significant distance. So go back again. So there's a couple things that you want to do on hook to make it most effective. As you hook, you can actually keep moving around. You get a huge movement penalty while somebody is hooked. However, you can still move. So back up again. So the first thing that I want you to do is, after you've landed a hook, I want you to start walking into the person. That's the second thing. So this time we're going to add one more piece onto your hook training. I'm going to walk. You're going to hook me. And then after you hook me, you're going to start pressing W into me. This is the next step of the hook. Okay. Got to get used to that projectile hook. It's fine. You'll get used to it.
You know, I'm normally about 50 on these.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. But I'm teaching you a new way to do it, because probably you've placed your hook and then you're launching it. So just, you got to get used to yeah, the movement. This is practice. This is why we get better at it. Okay, you got it, and you're stepping forward into it. Perfect. Now, the opponent themselves is going to be stunned after you've hooked them. And this is where you kind of like need to make a decision. And it depends on who you're going against. If you're going against something that can escape, one of the things that you can do is, if you hold down your left click as the person is being pulled in, you will fire immediately. So go back, stand back. Now what you want to do is I want you to press shift, but as soon as the hook connects, I just want you to hold left mouse button. You don't have to time it. Just hold it and you'll fire immediately. That's perfect. However, so you do that if your opponent can escape. Like if a Genji has a reflect, a Tracer has a recall, a Sombra has a translocator, anything like that, you fire immediately so you can get at least some damage in. But if you hook something that doesn't have an escape, not only are you going to press shift, walk into them, but after the hook stops, your movement penalty goes away, and you want to take a step forward further into them, and then pull the trigger. So, like, how much health are you at right now?
Oh, well, no, wait. Now I'm good.
Okay, so press, but then you take another step forward and you put it into their head. So, Roadhog's hook, in order to be most effective, you want to get as close as possible. So, there's
do you actually aim head, or do you just kind of aim?
It depends on the target, but like neck area is usually best for most characters. Okay, so hook me, walk during the hook, and then take another step forward, and boom. Okay, good. You did about 240 damage. See if you can do more than that. So take your time. Just make sure you hook, walk forward, take another step,
possible?
shoot me again. I don't know. Let's find out. No, you need to walk forward during the hook, and then take another step after the hook, right before you shoot. You need to get as right up and personal. Okay, hook. Ooh, did 300 that time. This time, we're gonna add one more step to the process. Where right after you've fired your left click, you're gonna add a melee on as well. So it'll look like this. So hook, step forward, boom, like that.
Okay.
Okay, go for the hook, walk forward, walk forward, walk forward. Another step, boom, perfect. Okay, so we've got that down. Now, I'm gonna switch to Anna, because Anna is an old bitch and is so hard for people to kill on Roadhog. So hard. Okay. So you've got the basics of hook down. And Anna is one of the ones where it's going to be really difficult for you to one-shot. Ah! No! Ah! Okay, let me know once you've got your cooldowns back.
1 second. All right.
Okay, so I'm not going to tell you how to do
Sweep
it.
me. That's what always happens.
I'm not going to tell you how to do it. I want you to just hook me and try and do the most damage to me you can. So you did
That was it.
168 damage to me. Okay. So I'll let you just
And
play
there's way more damage than that available, right?
way more. Anna is just a hard hitbox to kill. Well, you need to shoot first, but so the idea here is that you want to be able to one-shot me off of the singular combo.
Do you aim a lot lower?
You want to aim pretty much center of mass on Anna, because the other thing that people will do, like try and kill me this time, so hook, shoot, melee this time. See, did you see what I did there?
Yes.
Yeah, so
I saw it, like,
in order to,
as-
a lot of people with smaller hitboxes, in order to dodge Roadhog hooks, can just hold control, and they will crouch immediately after the hook stun wears off. So try it again. So this is something you have to also be aware of. You won't encounter this until like, woo, you did it! You actually one-shot an Anna. Congratulations.
I have a feeling every Zen I hook ducks on me because I always
Zen
let 'em
isn't
go.
as useful to do like the crouch dodge or whatnot, and like this, you will not see this in bronze. You won't see this in bronze. You don't have to worry about this raw. But just be aware if you are aiming for the head, one of the ways to dodge a Roadhog's damage is to hold crouch while you've been hooked.
Nice. I had no idea.
So now, what I want you to do is I'm gonna walk from here to the jump pad. You're gonna have your hook behind me. You're gonna flick in front of me. After the hook connects, as soon as the hook connects, you're gonna start walking forward. And then as soon as the hook breaks, one more step forward, shot melee. And I should die.
Okay.
And do not be disappointed if I don't. Anna's hitbox is fucking annoying, okay? I'm walking. Get ready to hook me. Walk forward, walk forward, walk forward. Aim low. Melee. Forgot the melee. It was too slow. Too slow.
Do you like... Okay, you can push melee and shot like almost the same time.
Pretty much the same time. There's a zero. It's an animation cancel, so they can happen like 1 millisecond apart. Okay.
I'm not that quick.
I believe in you.
All right, hooks up.
Okay, let's do it. Kill me. Walk forward, walk forward. Nice. You did it. See?
I think just the shot killed you that time.
You didn't even need the melee. So, and I didn't try and crouch dodge either. So you got me. You got me there. That's really good. That's really good. So now your lethality on Roadhog should have just dramatically increased. And is there anything else I want to teach you on Roadhog? Yeah. Do you have your ultimate up by now?
Yeah.
So the last thing I'm going to teach you on Roadhog is that if you want to do a lot of damage to a tank or something like that, how I want you to be using your Roadhog or your whole hog from now on is as a tank buster. And so you know your shotgun has a fall off range, right? It does less damage at farther distances.
Right.
Yeah, it's whole hog has a spread, but not a fall off. So if your
I've
pellets
seen
hit,
you say it's little circles or 5
yeah, it's
circles.
5 little
whatever.
circles, but whole hog has no fall off. So as long as you're hitting the pellets with somebody, even if they're like across the map, they're doing max damage. There is no pellet fall off for whole hog. And the other thing, you know how we talked about the animation cancel with a shot? So this time, once you hook me in, I want you to hook, left click, but then as soon as you left click me, I want you to press Q and whole hog me. So hook, step forward, left click, ultimate.
Okay.
Hook, Shoot. Ultimate. Melee is going to do such a small amount of damage here, you can skip the
I kind
melee.
of threw that in there by
Yeah,
accident.
that's fine. That's fine. It's totally fine. Yeah. So just skip the melee next time. And no, you don't have your ult because I don't have 500% ult charge on. But anyway, kill yourself. And let's go to DVa now. Let's teach you some DVa things. Let's teach you some DVa things now.
I will protect the innocent.
That little tracer thing you were saying where they get really close and they wave their gun all over the place. I identified with that.
And come out to Apple Lady
Don't
statue
play
once you're
this
on
map
DVa.
enough to know where the statue is.
That's fine. You'll get out here eventually. Okay. So DVa has gotten nerfed recently, so these techs are a little bit harder. However, you gotta learn some things about DVa. So I want you to stand here now. I want you to stand in this location. Okay. Now I'm gonna stand over here. And now first thing, all I want you to do is just press your shift and boost into me in a straight line and watch what happens. Just boost right at me. Okay. So did you notice how you flew through me? So what happens, every time, just reset always back on that staircase. So what happens with DVa's boosters themselves is that the first time you contact somebody, and only the first time you contact somebody, they'll get damage and knockback. The second time you contact them, they will receive neither knockback nor damage. So boost at me. Notice the first time you hit me, I'm going to get knocked back, and I'm going to take 10 units of damage. But then I want you to stop right as soon as you are about to touch me for the second time. So do that. Boost, knock me back. Well, you're too far away. You want to be right close and personal. So you stopped your boosters too early. Go back, go back, go back, go back, go back.
Okay.
Okay. Boost. Closer. You can still finish closer. You can finish closer. One more time. Oh, keep. Yep, perfect. Perfect. That's how close you want to be. You want to be within melee range when you finish your booster. So that's the first thing that you have to be aware of, is that your boosters will only knock back and damage once. Try it once more just to be sure. Dunk. Perfect. Look how close you are. Awesome. Okay. So the next thing you have to know is which of your abilities can be activated at the same time. Now, DVa was buffed before she was nerfed in the fact that you can actually boost at somebody while firing. Okay, so this time, we're just going to add one piece of DVa's kit on at a time. Okay, so this time I want you to boost at me while holding left click and stop in the same location. So a bit of multitask, but I believe in you.
Okay.
Boost. Perfect. And you can kill somebody just like that. Done.
I didn't know that you could boost knockback, and then usually I just keep going and lose them.
Yeah. You don't want to go through somebody because then you're going to lose track of them. So it makes it way easier if you just boost knockback once, recognize that you're going to knock back once, and then use the remainder of your booster to close the distance once more. Because DVa's really strong up close. So people kind of don't respect how much DVa...
How loud Pharah was.
Sorry, what?
How loud Pharah is.
Pharah's
when
abilities
there's
are
not other noise
fucking
going on.
loud. Yeah. So yeah, again, just left click and boosters and boost into me. And you didn't even stop in the right place this time. You stopped way too far away.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you still did it. So that was good. Now, the next thing that you have to be aware of is if you're boosting into somebody who has cooldowns, you're going to need to use your defense matrix. But you can try right now. If you hold your defense matrix, you're not going to be able to use your fusion cannons. Try it. Just try right now. Hold your right click and then your left click, and you won't be able to fire. So defense matrix and your fusion cannons don't work together. However, your micro missiles do. So this time, I want you to boost at me while micro missiling, and use your micro missiles instead. Perfect. So what you can do is, especially against a McCree or a Pharah or something like that, is that in order to close the distance, you can use your defense matrix while boosting at them. However, if the opponent doesn't have any of those things, what you can do is activate your micro missiles and your fusion cannons at the same time. So if you really want to destroy me, I want you to just boost at me, not using defense matrix, but using fusion cannons and micro missiles. So do that now. And I just get fucking decimated. You can absolutely demolish 200 HP heroes. No problem. No problem at all.
I think I've never done that.
Okay. So now, do you think, like, that seems easy enough. Like, you've done it. I told you to do it. You did it. Okay. Now, you want to get to the more advanced part of this?
Yeah, I'm gonna chase you all around and fall in the water, aren't
Nope. Do it to me now. Okay, so what happened there?
I screwed up all my buttons.
You screwed up all your buttons. Okay. So I won't correct you if you know you made the mistakes. Then try it again. So what was the mistake there? I'm not going to concussion away from
I
you.
don't know. Am I supposed to like push shift and just kind of fall back down, or?
So there's a
What am I
couple.
looking
I'm
to
gonna
do?
I'm gonna let you keep experimenting with this before I tell you the answer. But the first one is until like, you get really good at this, I want you to be using both your fusion cannons and your micro missiles. So there you came at me with defense and micro instead of fusion and micro. So you want both pieces of damage while you're trying to hit an airborne target. Come at me. And you can kill airborne targets. Look at that. You can take Pharahs out of the sky. A Mercy flying around at the Pharah in the open, dead. Pharah, dead. Things on the high ground, dead. Anything without an escape, dead to you. Absolutely dead to you. They're just gonna die. They're absolutely just gonna get fucking wrecked, okay? You
I have
are
no
the
idea.
200 HP squishy killer now. You're a monster. You're a hunter. You're in a tank, but you're also an assassin. Okay. So the next thing, I'm going to teach you a little bit of a more challenging technique now, because you seem like you can handle it. Okay. You seem like you just need a little bit of guidance, and then you can handle this. So now, the reason why we use the Apple Lady statue is because you and I, we fucking hate apples, okay? So this apple's right here. Now, the thing that I want you to try here is that I want you to boost at the apple, but then in order to get more time to hit our aerial targets, what you can do is boost into the apple, but then pitch yourself up so that you can track it on the way back down. So it'll probably, you might have to look at stream for this, but you can boost into it, but then at the last moment, go vertical, release, and then so you can track the target as you fall back down to earth. And that'll give you more time to kill aerial targets.
Okay.
Up, look, no, you gotta stop your boosters at the
Oh,
peak
I
of your
forgot
jump. You gotta
that, yeah.
stop your boosters. So boost into it, pitch up, boosters off. Reacquire, track on the way back down. Better, shoot it on the way down. Good, 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 good. That was great. Do it again.
My tracking is awesome.
Yep. You gotta shoot it while you're approaching it too, because we really fucking hate apples. Like, fuck apples. They think they're fruits. They're pieces of shit. They're just red circles. No, didn't go high enough. Didn't go high enough. You want to really pitch upwards. So the thing is, DVa's fall-off range is actually pretty far. DVa has a pretty big spread, but 10 meters fall-off. So don't be afraid to get no, you pitched up too early that time, and you didn't cancel your boosters. You got this. You got this.
I
You
get
got
the
this.
concept, but the execution's gonna
I
take
know.
me a
This is
while,
why
I
we
think.
practice. This is why we practice. Boost into it. Up. Look. Oh, you lost it. You don't. If you do this right, you don't have to 180. You got this, bud. I believe in you. Boost up to it. Pitch up. Cancel boosters. Find it. Good. Good, 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 good. Now, we're going to add in one more button press. When they say, like, when DVa in the lore is like, wow, I've got high APM, you actually need to press a lot of buttons in the right order to get DVa right. So this time, boost up to it, pitch up micros, and micro the apple on the way down.
Oh, wow.
At the very peak of your boost now, micro the apple on the way down.
I'll micro all around the apple.
I believe in you. I want those micros right on the apple. Nope, you forgot to cancel your booster. So, forward, pitch up, cancel, micros.
1 second. All right.
Up, cancel, micros. Hey, we did it! Hey, we did it! See?
That's gonna take a while in
It's
game.
gonna take a while, but you know how to do it now. You know the activation. And this is like one of the cool things, especially if you're going against Zen, you can boost up with left click, and then after you've gotten to target, you can just like micro and defense matrix the same thing. Because one of the key things about micro, right? So same thing with the hog, right? If we activate micro and then look in a different direction, just like Roadhog hook, just like the Roadhog hook, micros have a slight delay before they activate. They're also slow-moving projectiles. So you get the most value with your micro missiles if you're close to the target. Okay, so do it one more time. Do it one more time. In the corner, boost, pitch up, cancel, micros. Boost, pitch up. Oh, you forgot to cancel. And you don't have to do a 180, right? If you're pitching up, all you have to do is look straight back down to find the target again, and then micro as you fall past it.
I see how you're doing that. I'm like, oh.
You can do it. You can do it. I believe in you, bud. Boost, up, cancel. You don't have to 180. Stop turning 180. Just, it's straight up to straight down. So straight up, and then you look straight down, and then you find it, and then you just reacquire. So pitch up, down, no turning. Up, down. Don't. You're still turning around in the 360. Why are you looking left or right?
Because when I look down, I just can't find it, and I guess I just go all the way around like a retard.
What? Did you just spin like 360? Holy smokes, your sensitivity's high. Anyway, I believe in you. Just calm. Trust that it is directly below you. Resist the urge to 360.
Okay.
Resist the urge. Resist the urge. Resist it. Resist it. Resist it. Okay, one more shot, and then I'm going to jump on Farah, and you're going to kill me. Do it. You got this. Up, down, micros. Yes, yes, yes. You're a killer. You're a killer.
Okay,
We got this.
It's gonna take a while to get.
You're a killer. Okay, you got this. You got this. Now, same thing, except I am the apple. I have become the apple. Same thing.
Apple.
Kill me. You won't. You bitch.
Okay.
Kill me. Kill me. Let's do it. Oh, you boosted down. You didn't cancel your boosters.
System repair.
You're a very safe Pharaoh.
Come and get me. Come and get me. Come and get me. You didn't activate micros, and you didn't go high enough. You gotta activate. Remember, you gotta activate your micros a little bit earlier than when you want them, because there is a bit of a slight activation time. Okay, come and get me, DVa. Come and get me. Up, 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 up. Micros, track me on the way down. You gotta cancel your boosters, or else you're just gonna boost away from me. Okay. You got this.
You're not even moving, and I can't find you.
Yeah, that's fine. It's the first step, right? We take things one step at a time. Up. Okay. Let's take a break from this, and let's teach you DVa bombs.
System repair.
I'm seriously gonna have to work on this for quite a while.
Everybody does. Everybody has to work on this. You're better than anybody else who hasn't done this, right? We already gave you the advantage. We already gave you the advantage.
At least I know about it.
Yeah, at least you do.
Arriving at Chateau Gia.
Okay, meet out at Apple Lady Statue again? Okay. Okay, friend. So, there's a couple... How do you normally use your bomb on DVa?
You're gonna see in a little bit. I just kind of throw it, and nobody dies
You
to
just
it.
kind of throw it. Okay. So, there's a couple ways that you can use DVa bomb. Now, one of the best ways to do it is called an L bomb. So, it's where you boost around near the ground, and then you just look directly up like that, and then the bomb itself will fall back down. And if you do it perfectly, the bomb itself will be just exploding above the ground. So you use... The L bomb is good for two reasons. Is that it allows you to place it in a perfect location. So if I want to place the bomb at exactly this corner, and I want to place it in areas where the bombs can hit two areas of the map at the same time. Like the difference between a bomb being in this location and here is massive. Because if the bomb lands here, it only shoots people in this sight line. And if it's here, it only hits people in this sight line. But if it's right at the corner, it'll hit both. So what I want to do on an L bomb is I boost to that location, pitch up immediately, and then launch bomb. I fucked up that one, so it didn't go as airborne itself. But that's what you want to do for the L bomb. Is the purpose of flying horizontally is so that you actually place it in the exact location you want. So it's going to be boost to that spot, up, and don't have my ult yet. Give me my ult. Okay. So just fly to a corner, up, bomb. Too high, but yeah. So try that. Just like fly to a corner or something, and then pitch up and bomb.
Or actually remember to push Q. When do you hit Q?
So it's just like I don't think it's kind of like just one of those things you feel. It's about 1 second forward, and then you want to bomb with about 1 second left on your boosters. Maybe a little bit earlier. So
How long does it take for DVa bomb to go off?
You know what? I don't know the exact time. Is it also 2 seconds?
Okay, that ejected me immediately.
3 seconds? 3 seconds. So the bomb explodes in 3. I didn't actually know the exact time it took for DVa bomb. But yeah. So just get used to throwing L bombs. Just go up, up. So I pitched up right about... Yeah. So I pitch up just about probably 2/3 of a second. And you want to look like directly vertical in order to get that to actually fire. So that's one technique you can use for the DVa bomb. And then another technique you can use in order to launch DVa bombs is actually to fire them at surfaces. So if you launch it at a surface like at the ground, it will continue trying to move into that direction. So if I launch the bomb at the ground at a 45-degree angle, it will slide into the ground and move at a much slower rate. So one of the things that if I like just barely wanted, so let's say that there was a grav, for example, our Zarya hit a huge grav, but then the Winston bubbled the grav and I need to bomb inside of it. In order to do that, I won't look like quite at the ground, but I'll just do this. And look at how slow the bomb moves. Bomb will just barely creep inside of that. So if you want to launch bombs like, so if you just like normally boosted, the bomb would go forever away. But yeah, if you just want to send your bomb a small amount of time, or a small amount of distance, it barely moved at all. But you can also do this against walls as well. So, for example, use this wall here, and I want you to try and send this bomb into the corridor by launching the bomb, or the bomb at the 45-degree angle. So, just look how it goes here. The DVa bomb will hit this wall, and then curve into the second wall and go into that hallway. So just practice trying to launch your bomb. You gotta hit the first wall first, though.
Actually, I know it went in the hole, but I didn't.
It did, but you didn't hit the first wall. You didn't hit the first wall, so just launch it at this one so it slides off both walls. There you go. So you want to just like send the bombs through corridors and things like that. So yeah, you don't actually have to launch the bomb at open spaces. You can curve it off walls. I believe in you. Nice.
Huh.
So yeah, you hit that
I didn't
second
know
wall.
any of that.
You did, yeah, and there's one other way you can do this. This is there's not really a term for this. The guy who taught me how to do this one is just flick back, where if you want to be really unpredictable with your bomb, what you can do is boost into somebody, and then at the last... Oh, I fucked up. My last flick didn't work. But if you kind of like make it look like you're retreating first, people will chase after you, but then at the last moment you send the bomb backwards. So I'm going to retreat, but jokes have a bomb. So that's one of the other good ways to do it, is because that will take you a little bit of distance away. So even if you do send the 45-degree bomb, it'll send back, and people won't think you're going for a bomb. They'll be baited in to chase you. So those are like the 3 bomb techniques that I really like to start with. Oh god.
That just kind of went straight up.
Yeah, that's fine. So, but yeah, just so those are the 3 bomb types that I like people to start thinking about. Is the L bomb in order to get the bomb placed in like the horizontal correct location, the slide bomb in order to either place it a shorter distance away from you or around corners, and the third one is just to catch people off guard by pretending you're retreating and then launching the bomb forward instead. Yeah, it's a floor slide. So yeah, and as you play more and more, you'll recognize the situations that you actually want to use those bombs. And basically, the #1 rule of DVa is don't use bomb to remech if you're not going to survive the remech anyway. But yeah. Do you have any questions?
Just die, keep your ult.
Just die, keep your ult. It's a huge, very impactful ult. Oh, the drop bomb is not practical. Chat wants me to teach you the drop bomb. Okay, so the drop bomb is just that you can interact with your bomb. So if you jump out of it, you can actually like push it off ledges. It's not practical, so I don't really bother teaching it very often.
I probably never would have thought to try that.
Okay, what's your DPI and your sensitivity? Chat really wants to know.
It's 8,000 altogether.
That's not bad. That's not that bad.
Like it's 810.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm not going to bitch about it. There's other more important things for you to worry about. So any questions about DVa or Roadhog?
Probably millions, but I need to work on what you showed me here.
Okay. Cool. Trying to think if there's anything. Chat, is there anything else that you guys think I need to teach him? Melee cancel. That'd be a good one. Oh, and hook turns. I should do core for that too. So there's an advanced tech, which is so you probably won't be able to identify this very easily from the third person. But one of the things, and chat might want to know this because I'm assuming there's like some plat DVa players in chat and whatnot who are also interested in this. But if you boost in melee, you can actually get a second melee in. Whereas melee normally cancels your booster. So if I'm boosting and I melee, I stop dead in my tracks in like exactly the place that I melee. But if you
Like when you hear that tick when you hit them, is that when you melee?
Yeah, you do the second one. So again, you'd want to do your melee after you catch up to them, right? So you knock back, boom. That's how you do it. So, yeah.
Now, did you cancel your boost, or did your melee?
No, your melee cancels your boost. But you can also get a free. No, I'm not. This isn't. So this is for for your information, J3. But this is more for chat for higher level DVa players. Is that if you activate boosters first and melee a second later, you can actually get a 35 damage initial burst instead of the 10 only, or sorry, 40, I guess. It's 10 for the boost knockback and 30 for the melee. So you can actually get an extra free melee. And I've seen some people do it where in order to get what they can do is and then they drop back down onto it to land the second melee. But you can kind of just use it for a very short duration.
I'll never find
boost melee. And then for Roadhog, I'll switch over to Roadhog just because I'm going to teach you one other thing about hook. You don't have to swap. I'll just show it to you. It's not really a very complicated tech. So the other thing with Roadhog is that you can actually turn people a little bit of a direction to just stop moving. Like if I hooked you and then turn about 90 degrees, you get pulled more towards the direction I'm facing. And this isn't super beneficial if you're actually trying to kill people with your shotgun, but it can be useful for getting environmental kills or
like
if
Helios when you get dropped in the hole.
Yes, but more importantly, you can do this against like a Reinhardt. So if you hook the opposing Reinhardt, you should very much do this because it will it puts them farther out of position. Like the main goal when you hook a tank away from his team is putting him out of position, not like putting left click damage into him. So you should either be doing this to get an environmental or to put a tank even farther out of position. And just like I was doing with like when we were doing the initial hook tech or whatnot, you can step backwards during the hook pull. So you can actually, if you do hook a tank and if the goal of the hook is positioning an opponent wherever you want, then instead of walking towards the hook, walk back and turn 90 degrees. So hook, walk back.
Yeah, I got you.
I was walking into that, but that's the final hook tech.
I knew you could turn, but I didn't know walking back would pull him back.
Okay. So, congratulations on graduating to be an off-tank specialist. Zarya has her own set of techs, so I won't blow your mind with Zarya techs. But questions about Roadhog or DVa?
I'm sure, but I really do need to work on what you showed me here before I...
Yeah, and you can work on it in a custom, get some friends. And if you don't have any friends, find new ones on the Discord. I'm sure, especially after the stream, they'd be glad to help you out. Play some deathmatch. I personally like... So instead of the actual like arcade deathmatch, if you search for the word tryhard, there's normally, at least on the NA server, games that are called Tryhard FFA Chateau, and these games that show up when you search tryhard in the custom browser, usually, actually Roadhog himself, about half of the games will have Roadhog disabled in these. So these might not be the best for like practicing tanks or whatnot in, but you can either find a custom game, deathmatch, or just practice wherever and however you'd like. But I definitely think that if you focus on kind of those two heroes and the mechanics and how to actually be effective with them, you can work out, you could definitely climb with just the things that we taught you today. The one other thing with DVa is that she's actually a lot more effective on high ground than people give her credit for, at least at the lower ranks. A lot of people on lower ranks play her like a ground character, where her fall off is 10 meters. So if you're on a high ground, you can still do a large amount of damage. You can shoot Reinhardts over top of their shields, and you can also prevent opponents from taking those high grounds. So Not only will it protect you from danger a lot more, and that ground-based characters won't be able to shoot you, you'll still be able to shoot them. In lower elos, you can also exploit people's awareness in that they don't often look up. But yeah, I think that you've got a lot of stuff that you can really work with to improve your play.
All right. Well, I mean, that's probably a ton of help, more than I know, actually. But
Cool. Well, I don't think I'm going to do the rest of the VOD for you because you are a different person now than you were.
well, yeah, the rest of it's just whatever.
Yeah, once
Bad
you get because like bronze and silver is not really a team game. It's basically 1v11 is what bronze and silver is. And you need to pick yourself up by the bootstraps and bring yourself into gold. And gold is where team play first starts to make its appearance. And masters is where 6v6 team play starts to kind of matter. So we need to get you to a point where you can actually start playing Overwatch instead of whatever the fuck bronze is. So
Pugs are so much more fun than
yeah, and you drag pugs are fun. Pugs are very fun, but bronze and silver can be conquered with mechanics alone. And now you have the mechanics necessary. It's way easier if you do it on like Soldier or Pharah to get out of bronze or silver, but if you use the things that we just went over on DVa and Roadhog, you won't be in bronze for long. Practice them so you know how to execute them, but you won't be in bronze for long. Okay.
I'll get back to you on that. But
Thanks for joining me, J3. You have a good day and good
Hey,
luck
thank
on
you
your
for the
climb.
help.
Cheers, bud.